Oh, hi, Pixar.
Again.
Hey, Luxo, how you doing? Man, Luxo, you really hate that eye, don't you?
Oh, it actually
What
has
did the
a
eye
name.
do to you?
Alright, everybody, welcome to the Toy Story 3 video game developed by Avalanche Software. Why do they sound familiar to you? That's because they're the ones developing the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy at the time of this recording.
Not to be confused with the other Avalanche Studios, the guy who made Just Cause, which I keep confusing these guys with.
Yeah. Avalanche is owned by Warner Brothers too now, so it makes sense that they would be the ones to make Hogwarts Legacy. Apparently the people who made this game don't really understand how horrible YouTube is to us because they decided to plaster "You've Got a Friend in Me" all over the menus, which caused every single part of this playthrough to get ID'd. Thanks, game developers.
Well, you have to realize this was before Let's Playing on YouTube became huge.
Yeah, Pedro, you could have contacted me. I could have done a knockoff version on GarageBand.
Please, no.
No, thank you. Alright, so...
No, our story begins similar to how the movie began.
Yeah.
In an old Western setting.
Just like at the beginning of the movie, Andy's playing cops and robbers in a cowboy setting, so here we go. And if I remember correctly, it's Tom Hanks' brother playing Woody, just like he does for the shorts. So.
And Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Much like, if I remember correctly, I think Tim Allen's brother also played Buzz at some point.
No, not from what I recall.
Or
Tim Allen has often always portrayed Buzz, except for in the TV show.
Oh shit.
Pretty sure this doesn't fit in this setting.
Oh my god, it's Dr. Porkchop.
The Fiend.
That's Mr. Evil Dr. Porkchop to you. I've got a score to settle with you, Sheriff Woody.
So yeah, unlike Toy Story 2, since this game is made on a much more advanced hardware, they use the in-game engine to make the cutscenes rather than naturally use clips from the movie.
So I'm here, and the only reason why is because you guys forgot to invite me for Toy Story 2. That game was my childhood.
Hello,
I apologize. You're here now.
Well, you're here now, so...
You're here, now.
So yeah, like I've said before, Toy Story 3 is quite the game. It starts off with a pretty bombastic start, and, well, it hits the ground running.
It does. I don't...
I assume this is the
So that DC
PS3
speaks
version.
are not DreamWorks.
But yeah, exactly. Like, already from... unlike Toy Story 2, which is a Mario 64 style platformer, Toy Story 3 is much more akin to something like a Crash Bandicoot game, especially when it comes to set pieces and overall.
Yeah, I can see this is basically the polar level.
I love how the tokens you collect are based off things from the previous movie.
Yeah.
Like you had the Pizza Planet tokens from Toy Story 2 that was more a Toy Story 1 thing.
This game has a lot of...
Al's Toy Bar tokens that in this game that were more a thing in the second movie.
This game has a lot of Easter eggs to the entire Toy Story franchise. I'll get into it when we get to Wendy's Roundup. But anyway, okay, so immediately we start with a level that involves fighting Dr. Porkchop to save the orphans in the train, just like in the movie. Avalanche did a good job in basically creating a more linear set-piece filled platformer with this one. I actually really enjoy. Already from the beginning, it starts off really well, like Jova said.
Yeah, there's also, I think there's branching paths during this one,
it does. I'm using one. I'm using one of them right now, actually. And by using this alternate path, I got rewarded with this prize. Something to use for Al's Toy Barn on the game board. Basically, there's two specific spots in this game where you can go to do some side activities: Woody's Roundup and Al's Toy Barn. I didn't explore much of them because I wanted to focus specifically on the main campaign. But the basic point is, if you want some mini games to do, as well as meet some characters from the previous movies, you can go on to those side places, basically.
And don't you guys worry, this is by no means the last of the bullseye stages.
Fuck.
Oh no,
Okay.
that's a common running thing.
I checked... Sorry, go on.
It's okay. Every time you die, you just respawn immediately. This game is very forgiving when it comes to deaths. Go ahead, Tim.
So it's easier than the first game.
I checked in the meantime, this is actually the game that introduces the sound-alike for Buzz in terms of voice, in terms of voicing Buzz, in the form of Mike McRae, which will voice the character for any subsequent video game appearance for stuff like, say, Disney Infinity or Kinect Disneyland Adventures or Kingdom Hearts 3.
Sure.
Did he play Buzz in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I'd also like to remind everybody that the Kingdom Hearts free world is canon.
Yeah,
we mentioned that in in Toy Story 2.
We did, yeah. Anyway, okay, so there you go.
The train suddenly grew in size.
So yeah, there you go. Now we have to save the orphans. So let's get them.
We're back and playing.
So how does Woody actually attack in this game? Does he use the cord as a whip?
He can throw balls.
Oh, of course.
He can also jump on enemies. And he can also do a shoulder charge.
He does a Wario style dash.
Don't worry, Teo. In a throwback to the first game, you can also use his cord to use jump through hoops and shit like that. So again,
a lot of train set pieces today.
Yeah, this game is much more faithful to the original Traveler's Tales game rather than Toy Story 2, since it takes a much more linear approach, as you can see.
What I also love is how dynamic it is and all this stuff. Like, it seems like these are a good sign of what's to come with a lot of the platforming and how dynamic levels are. Again, I mean, it's pretty high octane for a tie-in game.
Avalanche Software was actually one of Disney's most used studios for their games. Like, they did the Chicken Little game, they did the Meet the Robinsons game, they did this game, they did the Bolt video game. They did a lot of tie-in video games for Disney.
I only remember a little bit of some of those.
Also, this game is not per se the easiest of the tie-in games either. Oh, sure, it's a lot more merciful regarding the death count and, you not being stuck to lives, but it is one that can take a bit of practice to, ace.
It's
especially in the bullseye races.
I would argue it's more in the. Puzzle, more puzzle-filled levels that it becomes more like when it comes to the more action-driven stages like these. I would argue it's fairly straightforward.
Oh yes, it's straightforward. What I'm saying is some of the platforming challenges can get a bit challenging. By the standards of a tie-in game.
Sure. In the meantime, I'm trying my best to see if I can find some subtitles in this game. And as for the music can be a bit too loud in this game, so let's tune down the music volume for a bit. Yeah.
Let's see, who was the composer? Let me check.
Hans Zimmer.
A lot of.
With this story sounds a bit like Amonzour, but I'm gonna check.
From what I can tell, the only music from the movies is "You've Got a Friend in Me." I think the entire music stuff from that is actually original. I think because I do know that there are.
That's what I checked. Sorry, go on.
Because I did check in the credits, and there's 2 composers that are credited. So. Oh yeah, and you can also.
Orphans, they're adopted.
The basic idea is we have to remember, Deji, these aliens are working for Dr. Pork Chop. So the idea is to pick them up and throw them away from the train. Bye. There you go.
Oh.
Well, that's what you get for being a bad guy.
Okay, let me check. IMDb actually tells in detail. Sound department, Mark Lindor. Music department, Martin Berger, David Christensen, Pierre Langer, Benny Oshman, Adrian Pravaba, and Tilman Silescu. I don't know any of these.
Well, on the IMDb page that I found, under music by, it says Joachim Flach, Chucky Myers, Benny Oshman, Alexander Roder, and Mark Watters.
I don't know any of these either.
I know Mark Watters.
What is he done with?
He did the music for the Aladdin TV show and his magnum opus, Doug's first movie.
Oh.
To be fair, the music.
Goody.
To be fair, the music was the least offensive thing of that movie to me. But
yeah, I mean, at least that was one thing that was accurate to the show. It still
Apparently,
had
it was rocking a lot in the 90s for cartoon series. Apparently, it was a composer for stuff like Good Troop, Marsupilami, Tasmania, Bonkers, the Little Mermaid TV series, the Aladdin TV series, the Pink Panther TV series.
oh look!
Jesus.
Nice.
Hey guys, let's catapult this cow. Earthworm Jim style.
So he.
Well done.
Yes.
Good job, Pedro. You're on the move.
There you go.
I don't get
Whatever
it.
you.
I appreciate it. On the
Nope.
move, team.
There you go. See?
Don't throw a cow.
I'll
man.
pretend I still don't get it.
And now,
Oh no, the cow
Don't
exploded.
explain it.
Jeez, Tio, don't have a cow.
well, look at the bright side too. At the very least, this means that it will not show up at the
come
end and
on.
ruin everything. So.
Oh, guys, come on! You're being utterly ridiculous.
Yeah. You're hilarious, Dwibs. Anyway,
All right, let's not milk these.
Yeah,
punks.
Special card,
I've
one
also
within friends.
checked, yes, it's Jim Hanks
Come on,
voicing
let's
Woody.
move on.
As for the rest of the cast, I don't actually know if these are actually the same in the movie, so I'll need you two guys to confirm. For example, Lotso is voiced by Ned Beatty.
yep, that's the guy from the movie.
Okay. Jesse by Joan Cusack.
Yep. That's
Let me see. Stretch
You
by
just
Whoopi
breezed by with that
Goldberg.
pun there,
Oh,
didn't you, Des?
Stretch is the octopus too.
okay. No, I want
Get
to
it?
check.
Octopus.
Oh,
Stretch.
Apparently Wheezy is in this game and he's voiced by Phil Lamar.
that's
Interesting. Andy is voiced by John Morris. The Alien is by Jeff Pigeon. And by obviously John Ratzenberg, who I actually recognize that. Red Rex by Wallace Shawn. And Emperor Zurg also by James Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Andrew Stanton only did it in
I
Toy
guess
Story
Andrew
2.
Stanton was- I think by this point, Andrew Stanton was too busy preparing for his magnum opus, John Carter.
Do you have to beat all the enemies, or you're just doing it?
No, I'm just doing it for the lulz. When you just have to get to the end of the
I think
trend.
this is the first time we have seen these particular aliens in a villainous role. That's sad.
Not counting the Buzz Lightyear Star Command pilot movie, but yeah.
I haven't seen that.
My get well,
Really?
I think the logic there is that like obviously
Just like him, they're just these minions.
they need to elongate the movie, and they figured why not use the aliens as a neat little bit of fan service, because Andy actually does have
A bunch of it. Yeah, and then the first movie establishes they are a common toy that you can get from Pizza Planet, so...
yeah. There you go.
How long is this train?
It's long enough.
Video
Did we
game
actually
logic.
accidentally stumble into Final Fantasy VIII, and this is the train that has been coupled, so it's super long?
No. It's the train
How did I
from
miss-
Final. It's the train from Final Fantasy VII where you have to stop Shinra from getting the big giant
Oh
material.
yeah,
Like
I
I
remember that
said,
part. I remember
where
that
have
part of
they-
the remake. Suddenly, Woody appeared out of nowhere and helped Cloud.
Well, it's still better than the train from
It's
Final
canon to
Fantasy
Kingdom Hearts
13.
still.
All right, and there you go.
Jesus.
Please
Don't
keep
worry,
that
you are
Kingdom shit.
That shit's gonna be hard to clean.
Wow, I don't know what had more destruction.
Ow.
This or the
I'll accept
train
the soundtrack
chase
from it,
scene in Lone Ranger.
The soundtrack from it is on streaming services now.
Well, yeah,
it's,
it recently released in CDs. So anyway,
Yeah, but no other of the soundtracks from the series are on there. That's why I mentioned it.
oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
The great. Well, it's interesting you can say that, Siri, because recently they announced they're actually going to release the Who Wanted to Be a Millionaire soundtrack on the streaming.
Okay.
It doesn't have much of a soundtrack though.
Well,
All right.
I
If,
mean,
can
I mean,
I?
it's a good soundtrack, but considering it was all done in a week.
Yes, Pedro.
Okay, so basically we have to defeat Dr. Porkchop. How? By
Oh, how do you do?
Agree then.
basically you have to throw balls. You'll notice that the balls that we throw are the ball from the first movie, except they're tiny now for some reason. Just throw it at that target.
Ow.
The problem is
yeah,
Dr. Porkchop has an
I
instant
think,
kill move.
All right, Pedro,
Okay.
question.
Yes.
No, actually, Dwebs go first.
I get. You know, obviously this is all what Andy's played, but I wonder, is Andy deliberately? You know, I wonder how they're going to explain the game overs, Pedro. Guess is Andy just going to throw Woody off the train?
There are no game overs because there are infinite lives.
You're that type of guy that will nitpick everything in Scooby-Doo, aren't you?
Yeah, at school they called me.
This is. Yeah, the
In
series.
a game like this, Infinite Lives.
Not just while she was a Finchiroy, like Jova said, they still managed to make it challenging by giving the boss an instant kill move. So even the infinite lives will not.
not to mention I can see that the what's they called the falling the pizza tend to be also a one-hit kill potentially.
There you
we go.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, Pedro, is this game hard or you're just suffering from a recruiter's curse?
No, the game takes advantage of its infinite lives to throw, like Jova said, more challenging.
Also, I think this is a blind.
So there you go. The framing device for the story is that Ham is catching up to all of Bonnie's stories on what happened. But
oh god, that's not the voice that I was expecting from that toy.
Well, this I think this is actually the voice from the movie too, so it is.
In Italian dub, it sounded different.
Oh, by the way, they also got Kristen Skull back as the Triceratops.
That's Babel's voice.
Yeah, that's her, Kristen Shaw.
Shaw as a rhinoceros.
Actually, that's a Triceratops. Please, I'm gonna strangle you.
Oh, and look at that, a little throwback to the first movie. Nice.
Pardon me.
Well, sorry, not the first movie, the second movie. Sorry.
But yeah. In terms of an adaptation, this is pretty cool. It's mainly a kind of a sequel, technically, but also an adaptation of the events that did happen.
Yeah, but the main campaign is literally just Ham telling all the new toys, everything that's happened for their adventure, basically.
All right.
Speaking of which, let's get to the next one, which I'm sure Pedro has been waiting forever to talk about. Oh wait, no, we're not going to get to that one yet. Never mind.
At least they continue the level select theme from the previous game and have you got a friend in me playing during it.
Well, it's the main theme of the series. They should.
Jesse looks a little less terrifying in this one too.
Yeah.
That's nice, yeah.
So
these PNGs looks kind of creepy.
So here's a
I
new
have
element.
to say, Toy Story 3 was a really good movie, and I'm very thankful they didn't make a follow-up.
Yes, Jova?
So here's a new thing.
I'm glad too, Deji.
So here's the new thing game-wise. Oh my god, I didn't get interrupted that time.
The sheriff of Woody's
So
Roundup.
here's a new thing game-wise here. Sort of semi-open world segments in Toy Story. Hubs, per se.
Spruce up the place. Come on, get a move on.
Well, if it's a sheriff you need...
So yeah, Woody's
So
Roundup
Han
is...
goes from being the bad guy to now being one of the town officials.
Woody's Roundup serves as both a tutorial and a place for you to do some side activities.
So, yeah.
Hey, you destroyed my office!
He really likes explosions.
It appears in your mission list.
It's okay, it was all part of the plan, but yeah. This is actually kind of nifty. A hub world where you can, just chillax, practice moves and whatnot, and do extra challenges here and there.
Basically, yeah. So basically, if you feel like you need some time to get used to the way the characters control, this is a good place to do so.
I know it's obvious that part of it is because this is a later generation than the first two games, but I cannot get around how much I love how much they fleshed out stuff for this video game adaptation.
It feels like Avalanche wanted to give the Toy Story 2 fans some kind of an open area to kind of be a little bit give them something that would remind them of that game. So
wait, is that Stinky Pete?
Yep, Stinky Pete too.
What is he doing here?
Remember, this is the imagination world.
Not just that, too. Like I'm pretty sure there's a bajillion Stinky Pete toys, so this could be a different one for all we know.
Yeah, maybe this one's a good guy.
Sure, Joe, sure. Maybe this is the one from the Cat movie.
He actually is too. This Stinky Pete doesn't really seem to be aggressive in any way. He's just kind of here.
Just to be sure, from until well.
There you go.
Pedro agrees with me.
Yeah.
No, that's a thing too. That's a thing too. I just wanted to show off how you can actually beat up the NPCs in this game.
Oh boy, Dwibs this kind of game.
There you go. See.
It's like in the Crash Tag Team Racing, where you can beat up the actual residents of a park, including children, in a 3+ rated game.
Yeah.
Well, I think around here it's like rated 7 or 12.
Still, not enough.
Right here, it's E for everyone ages 10 and up.
Yeah.
Remember, it's A-okay to beat the shit out of your friends.
Mind you, that's the same game where Coco literally orgasms. So, yeah.
Anyway.
What? Oh, hello.
Yeah, this little guy's just arrived from Sector 4.
Okay, I'm afraid it's green has. Okay.
Pedro, John's reading. Don't worry.
Yeah. I know. I was just.
What are you supposed to do, actually?
Well, exactly this. Use R2 to toss a townsperson into a shop. Try it now.
You can just accompany them.
Now go in here.
And by doing that,
You could just walk through the door.
No.
No.
This is funnier.
Yeah, this is more fun.
But here's how it goes. You can throw them into stores so you can customize them against their will and change them so that they will meet your new code of magic here and there.
By the way, Dwebs, this is one of the many backwards compatible games you can play on your Series S. So if you're interested, have at it. Yeah, it is downloadable.
So yeah. So
I don't have to have the disc, okay.
So get this, a whole town, and you can customize not only the buildings, but NPCs to your liking just by throwing them in. Again, there's a lot to do in this game, actually.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm just basically giving you off a basic overview of the Woody's Roundup because I wanted to focus primarily on the main campaign. Because there's a lot of side activities here, and they're very much gameplay driven. So I think I wanted to stick to the main story.
I bet I'll tell you how to get more gold.
Okay, let's see what else is there to do. Hey, Stinky Pete. So what do you got for me?
This here's a mining tool to get gold out of rocks.
That is definitely a different voice, but then again, like Pedro said, this is probably a different Stinky Pete.
Let me check.
Every toy you get brings in more missions.
He already sounds friendlier.
I know, right?
It's a shame for me because the original actor that played Stinky Pete over here has already passed away. So, but
Stephen Stanton, he's voicing in this game. Let me check his career.
Is he related to Andrew in some way?
I don't know. Apparently he voiced a couple of characters in the Star Wars Expanded Universe, like Admiral Raddus, or even being the son-like of Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars Rebels.
Interesting. Hey, speaking of Star Wars, who else saw the trailer for that Lego Star Wars Holiday Special that's coming out this year?
No. How does it
can't
look?
be any worse than the.
It looks pretty. Okay. It looks like it's gonna be better than the first holiday special that Star Wars.
Okay, Pedro. Sorry, go on, Trouble City.
Basically, the plot of this is a time-traveling arc where characters from all three different eras of Star Wars cross over with each other and experience different events here and there regarding the past and the future.
Jesus. Also, I checked Pedro. Apparently, Stephen Stanton's one of the very first roles, the third one they did, was apparently Maxwell in Tales of Symphonia.
Huh. Interesting.
I didn't even know that.
Tales of Symphonia. That tends to be the one that a lot of people like.
Yeah, the game.
The GameCube one.
The GameCube one, yeah.
It's the game that saved the series.
Really?
Well,
more like relaunched it.
More like relaunched it. Like the series wasn't in need of saving per se. Okay, but
okay, fine. So it's the Final Fantasy VII of.
How about this? It was the one that it was the first major popular one in the West. There you go.
Wouldn't really call it the Final Fantasy VII does because the Final Fantasy VII that literally did save the series from extinction. Hell, I think it saved SquareSoft itself from puttering out as well. And
then they almost went out of business making a CGI movie.
Well, yeah.
Apparently, Stephen. Yeah, because I mentioned Stephen Stanton is still getting work to these days. These days.
All right.
I think it was 10 that saved them after that.
All right. That should give you a basic overview. Let's get back to the story.
To defeat the toys.
Well, kind of. Yeah.
Did they?
So,
I guess you can say we can go back to the Toy Story.
I am actually wondering on something regarding to this game, but I will actually mention later when it becomes relevant.
Been in the toy box for a very long time. We were all hoping
Alright.
that Andy would play with us one more time before he left for college.
Alright.
All right.
Wow, it actually is the original You Got a Friend in Me version, complete with the singing. Damn it, I didn't knew that.
Thanks, you.
Basically, it was in the. It was. I think we hit a little bit of the singing on the title screen as well. But go ahead, Pedro.
It's basically Avalanche Studios flexing, showing, hey, now we finally have hardware that can properly play the song.
And you can check all the cutscenes in the Toy Story feeder.
Sure, why not?
So, there you go. It's literally the theater mode of the game. So, if you feel like rewatching the cutscenes, there you go.
Well, at least they're different, mostly.
Well, they are. No, Shiro. This game doesn't use clips from them.
Yeah, this doesn't seem a game that actually uses the FMVs from the actual movie for once, which is a change considering the series so far.
Well, it's no longer necessary since this game can actually afford to have properly good-looking cutscenes that capture the look of the movie anyway. So, the main reason the main reason the two had those was because of the limitations at the time. All right, everybody, tune in for the next part then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.